Seattle, Washington, located on the Puget Sound in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. It is known as the birthplace of grunge music and Jimi Hendrix, and the home of corporate giants such as Microsoft, Starbucks, and Boeing. Its booming tech industry has catapulted the city into one of the nation's fastest growing regions. But Seattle is also known for another growing issue, the steady growth of homelessness. The region has the third largest population of homeless in the nation, surpassed only by New York City and Los Angeles. A count of homeless individuals in December of 2018 found over 12,000 people in the Seattle and King County region as homeless, with 47.1% living unsheltered. So why is homelessness on the rise? According to this survey conducted in Seattle, which surveyed 13% of the homeless population, the number one cause of homelessness was the loss of jobs, with alcohol and drug use being the second largest specified cause. So now that we have a general idea of the cause, we can go more in depth to these causes. At the turn of the century, the housing market was poised to skyrocket. The cost of homes became a steady climb due to banking institutions' relaxation of loans. Eventually, the bubble broke and created a nationwide financial crisis. Many homeowners found themselves unable to pay their mortgages and ultimately defaulting on their loans and losing their homes. Builders, which were busy building new homes one day, found themselves without a job the next day, as new loans were denied to the majority of those who applied. This stop in housing production created a shortage, and with this shortage, the price of homes and rentals began to rise once more. Over time, many people began to be pushed out of desirable areas such as Seattle and Portland due to the steady increase of rental costs. Those that could move did so and found new areas to call home. But others were not so lucky and were destined to live in vehicles with friends or family or on the streets. At the same time, a slow increase in opioids abuse has increased the homelessness issue, not only in the region, but across the nation.
What do you think could be a potential solution to this problem, or at least what do you think would help?
Okay, so what we're doing now, in my opinion, is not working, and that's throwing resources at keeping people homeless currently in status quo, bringing services to them on the street. What I think would be more effective would be to remove the people from the streets, and this would be done compassionately using a triage system. For example, look at a woman with children on the streets, given the highest priority, also the rarest thing you're going to find, but you want to get them help immediately and get them off the streets. All the way up to incarceration of people that just don't want to leave the streets, and that doesn't just have to be a criminal incarceration. It's incarceration where they're going to be medically assessed psychologically for substance abuse, and then lined up with treatment programs to deal with whatever it is that's keeping them on the street. But we have to remove them from the street instead of bringing them resources to make it easier to stay on the street.
According to numbers released by the Employment Security Department, the unemployment rate dipped slightly from 4.4%, and the state also added 12,400 jobs in 1 year, showing that creating job opportunities for people is an effective way to counter homelessness and joblessness. Thus, the solution is to build a massive homeless shelter in Seattle and recruit homeless and jobless people for minimum wage to build it. This would provide both job opportunities and the incentive to work for the homeless of Seattle. The next step would be to build a shopping center near the shelter, also recruiting jobless or homeless people to get the job done, allowing for the homeless people in the shelter to get jobs and back on their feet. From there, a nicer apartment complex could be built generally near the homeless shelter, again by jobless or homeless people, a low enough cost complex that someone living on minimum wage could still afford it while paying for food for themselves. This system would allow for people to establish a start to a new life where they are self-sufficient and create an establishment to build upon. It could be the opportunity of a lifetime to live out the rest of their lives in a far better place and a happier state. The people involved in this, or the stakeholders in this particular case, are the government parties that pertain to Seattle, the homeless people themselves, and business owners. Each of these are involved through their physical, financial, and decisive ability, respectively, and have huge impacts as to whether or not the plan will work. The Seattle government will need to approve of going through with all of the plans and, of course, provide some funding, though it is likely that they would approve of doing so, as they are usually very open to and have many times in the past helped the homeless and jobless, as they have frequently approved of plans for more homeless camps. The Seattle City Council has also had over 100 meetings regarding homelessness alone, most of which the plans for went through. Business owners in this situation would likely jump on the opportunity of nearly guaranteed profit with low startup cost, low operating cost, and thus low risk. The homeless in this scenario have nothing to lose, and can only benefit from participating in the community, providing a roof over their heads and the opportunities to get back on their feet and live a normal life. The homeless people who are legitimately interested in having the chance to rebuild their lives should jump on the opportunity, and would likely be able to, as they would have nearly guaranteed jobs, despite being at minimum wage, and a guaranteed roof over their heads. There are those who may choose not to participate in this solution, and in that scenario they clearly do not want to be a productive member of the society, and need to be taken off the street and put through a special program meant to get them back on the right track and onto their feet. If they continue to cause problems and do the illegal activities that those people tend to do, they will be convicted accordingly. While others may say that the homelessness should just be moved or that they should just be given money, those are flawed plans, as one simply moves the problem somewhere else, and would be unrealistic nonetheless, while giving them money would quickly result in a large mass of it being spent on drugs, not only making the homeless person problem worse, but the drug problem would inflate as well.
Their world's a mess. This spot by a city centre car park shows just how drug litter is on the rise.
A lot of the reasons why drug litter happens is because people are publicly injecting, and the reasons why people publicly inject is again linked to housing and homelessness.
Because of these factors, the best solution would be to provide them with shelter and to give them the opportunity to earn money, but not just give out loads of cash to the jobless and homeless community, thus rewarding them for living on the street. This solution not only gets homeless people off the streets, but creates a community that supports their growth as people and helps them to restart everything that had gone wrong in their lives